Alright friends, subscribers, and no strangers. What's up? Welcome back to the channel. So, it's that time of year again. The holidays are ending, the eggnog is running out, and everybody's talking about resolutions. Before you start another year on autopilot, let's talk about something you can do to make improvements for next year. How about year-end reviews and goal setting? I know. You're thinking, man, not another boring video about goal setting and reviews. But let's talk about how important they are. I'm not very good at these things. And so I am looking to make significant changes in 2024. I'm looking to have crushed my goals and to become the best version of myself. So these are the things that I'm going to do, and I hope that you can incorporate them into your business to become the best version of yourself. So if that's something that interests you, hey, let's get started on the other side of the logo and figure out how to get about this. So why are year-end reviews important? So let's think about life as a car trip. You know, would you just jump in the car and go? Okay, so I've done that. We've all done that. And we know how that works out. You might get to your destination, but you don't see all the things you want to see. You forget stuff. How many trips you got to go to Walmart to pick up toothpaste, toothbrush, your phone charger? You just don't the plans. And so a year in review is like pulling over to check that map to figure out where you're at, where you're going, where you've been. It's an amazing tool to focus you to move in the correct direction. You want to understand your strengths and weaknesses so you can avoid these potholes next year. All right, so just knowing where you've been and how you've gotten there is not all you need. You still need to understand where you're going, and that's what goals are for, goal setting. It's a reason to keep driving. All right, we're going to talk about SMART goals. SMART isn't an acronym for specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and time-bound goals. These are not just out of the blue wishes. These are specific, concrete steps that you can take to attain the goals and make it to the place that you're trying to get. They also serve as motivation throughout the year because you can review these goals, and you should review these goals often, minimum once a quarter, to see what you're doing. Do you need to tweak and change in order to make the goal that you have for the year? So why are you even making goals? So what are some of the benefits? Beard, why am I going to waste my time sitting here making goals? Okay, for the old saying, you've never hit a goal you didn't have. Now, how do you shoot at a target when you don't know what the target is? So goals provide clarity and purpose. You'll have a clear understanding of what you want to achieve, and it gives your life direction and focus. Improve performance. By identifying areas that you can improve in, you can work to develop those skills. I mean, just because you've identified a weakness doesn't mean it always has to be a weakness. That's the beauty of setting goals, that you realize, hey, wait a minute, I need to work on this. It's outstanding. It'll help you reach your full potential. It'll increase your motivation. How many of us are excited for the new year 2024? We're setting these lofty goals. I want to reach this. And then Q4 comes and you're pinning all your hopes and dreams on some wonderful Q4 because you haven't taken the steps necessary to get ready for the first 3 quarters, and you're expecting Q4 to pull it out. That is not what I call a plan. And so if you're motivated through the year by reviewing your steps and, man, I'm actually making it. If I do this, this, and this, I'm going to reach my goal. It's amazing how much better off and what kind of mindset you'll be in Q4. So your motivation will definitely improve by setting goals. You want to make the better version of yourself? We all want to be the better version. I want to be the better version of the bearded picker. Man, try saying that too fast, too many times, right? It's how do you get pumped up and excited if you're not changing, if you're not seeing what you do? You've got to discover your weaknesses and what your strengths are and play to both of them. It's not just good enough. Remember, what's the old saying? You're only as strong as the weakest link. Not only do you play to your strengths, but you improve your weaknesses. It's absolutely amazing the development that comes through using goals and goal setting. All right, so hopefully I've convinced you that this is a worthwhile endeavor. So now what? Where do you start? I would encourage you in the next week or so to set aside some time, between the opening presents and the baking cookies and the sitting back watching football and some kind of food coma. Take some time with a pen and paper or your phone to take some notes, reflect, and make a plan. Where do you actually want to be next year? What do you want next year to look like? In a perfect world, what would your business look like, and where would you be this time next year? All right, so the old version that you can't lie to yourself. This is not a good time to lie to yourself. It's an honest assessment. If you don't tell yourself the truth, there's only one person you're hurting. Okay, well, you and your business. We'll call that one person, right? So, you know, where are your achievements? What are you good at? What are your weaknesses? So I'll give you a good example. It's going to be in the next video, and I'll remind you again at the end of this video, hey, watch the next one, because my weakness is time management. I am ADHD everywhere. Shiny object, whatever is on my mind now is what I'm doing. And there could be something over here going, look at me. And I'm looking at it. So I am actually currently building myself a schedule. And I understand myself and to realize that I can't, minute by minute, I can't set it down. But, I can set down on Tuesdays, I need to do this. On Thursdays, I need to do this. On Sundays, I need to do this. And so to keep myself, organized and listed and a checklist every day is something that is one of the things I'm trying. And so I'll talk about that in the next video. But be honest with yourself. You only hurt yourself if you're not honest in this. And be creative. If you just set a goal of what this year's results are, is that great? Is that really realistic? Do you really want to, with the current economy and inflation roaring and everything else, do you want to only be where you're at now? So you don't need gigantic goals, but you need attainable goals. You need goals that are realistic and that they inspire you to get there and to work and take the steps necessary. All right, it's come to that time in the video, so I'm going to tell you about today's sponsor. Absolutely no one. Imagine that. The Bearded Picker does not have a sponsor again. He has nobody. Oh my gosh. I know, little violin playing. If you don't mind, if you're not subscribed, a subscription to the channel would be legendary, and I'd greatly appreciate it. Subscribed already? Man, awesome. Thank you for your continued support. How about the like button? And we will go right back to the show. All right, so I've told you to be realistic. I've told you about your goals, and, they've got to be, attainable and realistic. But you need big goals. You need to be aggressive with yourself as well. They can be very, very overwhelming if they're very big goals, but that's why you make steps, and that's why you baby steps to every goal. One foot in front of the other, one day at a time. It's amazing what you can accomplish one step at a time. It's the old Johnny Cash song, right? One part at a time. If y'all ever heard that song, am I just an old crazy guy? I challenge you to look up that song, Johnny Cash, one piece at a time. It's about working at a car plant, and every day he took one piece home, and he finally built some one-of-a-kind car, right? So it doesn't do any good. You set all these goals and go, man, I'm going to do this, and you never track it, never look at it again. That's why I suggest, and most people suggest too. I'm not a genius. I've done some research on these goals, and I've talked about goals a lot, and I've failed a lot, but I'm still here trying. And you're not going to fail until you absolutely quit. And I can promise you 2024 is going to be a much better version of the Bearded Picker, personally, financially, my business and everything, because I am setting myself up for personal development. So if you watch the morning show, you realize I've created a book club. We are going to read business books 12 times, a minimum one per month per year, and talk about them. Profit First is the first book. So if you want to join us, hey, come on and join us. There's one thing I want to remind you right now is this is not about being perfect. You're going to come at the end of the first quarter and go, man, I am not where I need to be to get to year end. Does that mean you quit? Absolutely doesn't mean you quit. You've got to do the same thing you're doing now and adjust, tweak, and maybe alter the goal just a little bit, but you still keep moving forward and adjust plans to make it where it works. This is about taking control of your life, making conscious decisions, and growing as a person. So you shouldn't be afraid to make mistakes along the way. I can promise you this, you're going to make mistakes. If you don't make mistakes, you're not doing it right. And that's a weird thing to say. That's a weird concept. You know, a lot of people will tell you that mistakes in the reselling end game are tuition. You know, there's not a school you go to be a reseller. A lot of it's, you know, life just experience and learning and listening to others and interacting and actually just doing things. And so I challenge you, if you're not making mistakes, mistakes are not the end of the road. Learn from every single one of them. You become a better version. You're better every time you make a mistake. You become better, better, better at what you're doing. So adjust your plans and just make sure to have fun along the way. So what are you waiting for? Have you got that phone ready already? You're just watching me. You know, if you got the notes section ready, that's one of the notes and reminders on my iPhone I'm beginning to become very reliant on, because that little rectangle, I'm trying not to watch social media as much. I'm trying to use it to keep my life organized. So I challenge you to go ahead, start taking notes, get ready to get the most out of 2024. Remember, it's your life, it's your journey, it's your goals. Take charge, set goals, set them high, go out there and crush it. You can do it. I have confidence in myself to do it, and I have confidence in you that you're going to be the best version of 2024 of yourself. You wouldn't be listening to me otherwise, so I have a lot of faith and confidence in you, and you should have in yourself that you can do this. You can make 2024 you can make 2024 the best year of your life. Do you have any things? All you guys out there who watch this and think, Beard, you're late to the party. I already do this. What are some of your suggestions and tips? Put them in the comments below. I'd appreciate it. We'd love to hear from you guys that are successful at setting goals and year in reviews and stuff that you use every year, and how you've put them in your business, and some best practices that you've come up with. That would be great to hear in the comments. So I look forward to that. I read every single one of them. Again, I'll remind you, the next video we'll talk about making a personal schedule for myself. It'll come out in 2 or 3 days. I'm really excited about that. I've already started. Today is the first day of actually using that schedule. So, and I'm not finished with it. It's not 100%. It's probably about 70. But, you know, hell, Amazon starts their programs at 80% done. So the beer can start at 70, right? All right. Just looking to keep some guardrails up. Keep me, you know, bounce off this way. ADHD. Shiny object, shiny object. You know, halfway in the middle would be awesome, right? So, hey, thanks for joining me along this journey. You know, I hope that we can each be incredibly successful in 2024. I look forward to all the interactions with every one of you guys. Thanks for lots of supporting the channel. We'll see you in the next video. Roll Tide.